Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going over the top 5 pros and cons of the 2022 Subaru WRX. I've had this car for a couple months now. Before this I had the previous generation WRX, so I have a pretty good baseline to compare it to. Alright, the first pro of this car is going to be the drivetrain. This car has an all-wheel drive drivetrain, meaning that it transmits the power to all of the wheels, and this is the best for acceleration, and it handles really well. It's very easy to control, so I'm going to go ahead and put that as number 1 for the first pro. Compared to the previous generation, this car does not have an STI option. However, there is a GT trim level, which comes with a controllable center differential, similar to the previous generation STIs. Having this option should just give you a little bit more control over the all-wheel drive system and controlling whether the rear or the front wheels get more power. The second pro for this car is that it is turbocharged. I don't know about you, but I love turbos. They're a lot of fun. It allows it so that the car gets a bit more power unlocked. It has about 271 horsepower from the factory. However, having a turbo in your car is a lot of fun because it doesn't have full power until you're on the throttle for a bit, so it kind of creeps up on you. Adds to the fun factor. On to the third pro of this car. It's a bit related to the turbocharger actually, and that is the gas mileage. Since this car is a low displacement 4-cylinder, it's a 2.4 liter. It allows the car to get pretty good gas mileage for the power that it puts out. If this car had a 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder, it'd probably be burning a lot more gas. However, as you can see here, I've been getting 23.7 miles per gallon, which isn't the best, but it's still really good for a sports car. So yeah, that's pro number 3. The fourth pro of this car is going to be how much space it has. This car is a sedan, so it has 4 doors, which is very practical if you want to have friends in the back. It seats 5 people. There's a fair amount of legroom back there, as well as there's a lot of trunk space. So it's very practical if you're trying to move people around, go get groceries, whatever you need to move around. On top of this, the rear seats actually fold down, so you can extend the trunk into your back seat if you have to move something bigger. And this car also has like mounting locations for a roof rack, so it's just very practical if you're looking for a daily driver that can do it all. The fifth pro of this car is going to be the fact that it comes with a manual transmission. I don't know about you guys, but this is a very important factor for me when getting a car. A lot of these new cars don't come with a manual transmission anymore. They're all automatics. However, this car comes in both an automatic and a manual. This car specifically has the STI short throw shifter package on it, so it has a really nice feel to it. It's always a lot of fun driving a manual transmission. It really lets you have more control over the car and have a feel for what's happening. Alright, now on to the part of the video that you guys are probably all waiting for, the cons. So for the first con, I'm going to go ahead and say the quality of the materials used in the interior. Don't get me wrong, the interior looks pretty nice. It looks somewhat modern. However, everything is made of like a plasticky material, which for a new car, it is not really much of an issue. But if you see like here, there's a little bit of wiggle room. And I just happen to know that over time, these sort of plastic interiors tend to wear out a bit sooner than more luxury interiors. For example, on the dash can get cracked. It can get dry rotted after a while. It might be a little nitpicky, but that's the first con that I have for this car. All right, the second con for this car is that although it does have CarPlay, it doesn't have wireless CarPlay. So if you want to use CarPlay, you have to plug into it. This may be only in the base model ones. I'm not sure if there's an upgraded one that has wireless CarPlay. But as someone who uses CarPlay pretty often, it gets kind of annoying having to plug it in every time, especially when the car already has Bluetooth built into it. So I could use just Bluetooth to play music, or I could plug in and use CarPlay, but I can't use CarPlay over Bluetooth. Doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah, that's con number 2. All right, here's an outside look of the car. And for this third con, it has to do with the styling of the car. I am not a fan of these fenders. This part's called the cladding. I just don't like the two-tone, how they make it black and the rest of the car is white. A lot of people have been painting them to match the paint. It just really throws off the whole look of the car. I really don't understand why they made it look like that from the factory. And the reason it's really a con for me is because you have to go out of your way to spend some money, definitely at least a few $100 to get the cladding painted, just to make it look how it really should have from the factory. On to the fourth con. The speakers in this car are not that great. I have the base model, so if you get a more upgraded model, there might be ones with an upgraded sound system. However, it just leaves some room on the table, more to be desired. It kind of lacks in the low end. It's not terrible, but once you turn the volume up, start hearing it distort, and it's just not the best. So that's going to be con number 4. For the fifth con, it's going to be the warning system for wearing a seatbelt. Don't get me wrong, it's very important to be safe, always wear your seatbelt, but this car is very sensitive to what you're doing without a seatbelt. Even if you're just parking a car at like low speeds, 1 mile an hour, it'll beep incessantly loud, and it'll keep beeping even after you stop moving. And it won't go off until you either pull up the handbrake, I think, or turn the car off. It's just very annoying. Many times when I'm parking my car at my driveway, I back in, so I unbuckle just so I could turn around a little easier, stick my head out the window, and it makes the car start beeping like crazy. It turns off all the music, and it's just a bit annoying, honestly. Definitely not a major issue, but something to consider. All right, those are my 5 pros and cons for the 2022 WRX. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. These are the things that came to mind when I was thinking about this car and what it's actually like owning it. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful if you're looking to buy a 2022 WRX or you just want to learn more about the car. Hopefully you find this information helpful. If you like the video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, give me some feedback in the comments. I really want to know what you guys want to see next. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.